Well, hi, darling. I'm home. Did you miss me? I'm sure you did. I sure missed you. Work is such a drag without you. I keep on staring at the app I have on my phone to track you, making sure you were still home. Every minute I'd look back at it. It's like a warm hug. It was like 15 seconds of making sure you were still here and 45 seconds of actual work. Rinse, repeat. The whole time I was just thinking, what if he found a way to cheat it? Or did he get the tracker out? You know, something like that. What if he actually escaped? That would be bad. But I guess I'm just a bit of a worrywart after all. 'Cause here you are. Obediently waiting for me by the door, waiting for me to come home, kind of by the door. That chain I put on your ankle doesn't have the length to let you get too close to the door. Can't have you escaping after all, alerting the mailman or something that you're trapped. Not to suggest that you've been trying to escape, oh no. 'Cause you're such a good boy for me, and I completely recognize how much effort you're putting into being that good boy. I know we've only been together for a little while. It's been about a week since I don't want to use the word kidnap necessarily, but it's been about a week since I relocated you to your new home with me. Such a step up in the world. It definitely wasn't a kidnapping because, well, the authorities said if he's into that sort of thing, it's not really kidnapping now, is it? I don't know if wiser words have ever been spoken by government officials. Anyway, it's been about a week since you so eagerly joined me in our new home together. Hasn't been too long since our wedding either. I'm so happy that we were able to get married. It's always been my dream to get married. Well, to you anyway. Without you, I would have stayed single for the rest of my life. Guess I can't have anybody but you. I'm so happy I was able to marry you. I was so worried that no one would be willing to officiate our wedding. You know, the chain being a little off-putting. You know, some people think I'm just a crazy stalker who devotes 1/4 of her time at work to making sure you're still chained up at home. But as it turned out, Sonar was more than willing to do it. He's such a good boy, and it turned out he had a license too. So, I guess he was just ready to help. It's amazing what you can do with the right connections. Anyway, I was sure I had a point to telling you all that. But, oh, right. What I was getting at is we haven't even been married that long, but you've still been such a good boy for me. You're behaving with a level of trust so high, it's like we've been married for centuries. You haven't even tried to escape once. You don't pull at your chains. You don't try to squeeze between any of the bars I have on the windows. You're just so perfect. Such a good boy. So I was thinking how much I wanted to tell you that, my good boy, that I'm grateful for you, for how well-behaved you are, and I brought you a little something. It was painful to have to stop by the store, to wait even longer to get home to you, but I did it for you. Because I wanted to get you something special, a token of my appreciation. Check it out. I got you a cake. I made sure to get you one in the shape of a heart, because I love you, schmoochums. It also has a heart on it, drawn with frosting. The things we could do with that. Did you notice it says, I love you? Big, bold letters. Perhaps I'm being a bit redundant, but I can't help it. I really, really love you, and I want to make sure you know. I can feed it to you if you like. I know I'm really spoiling you, so I might as well go the entire way. I don't like to do anything half-heartedly. Go big or go home, I say, especially when it comes to love. Do you? I mean, you already know from first-hand experience how thorough I can be. The bars, the chain, the deadbolt that operates with only a key. But I can understand if you don't want to eat the cake right now. I mean, in case there's something else you want to do for me first. The cake's not the only thing on the menu, if you catch my drift. It is a good cake, though. Only the best from my pet. Maybe you do want to eat it first? I mean, I'd certainly want to eat it in your position, on your knees. But that's mainly due to how romantic it is. Not necessarily just because of how good the cake tastes. You do think it's romantic, don't you? Getting a cake from me with at least 3 layers of love on it. Your caring spouse. So pretty. It's romantic in my opinion. What do you think? Good boy. I do have one regret, though. I wish I had made it for you myself. Instead of buying it at that store, it would have been more touching, more romantic. I could have put more of my love into it. And love in this context means actual love. Not like my blood or love nectar or a roofie or anything like that. But I've just been a bit busy with, work has been so busy. I haven't had a lot of time to do many things. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, you name it. I'll get better in about a month, but until then I'll be really busy. Say, come to think of it, I know someone with lots of time. You have lots of time, don't you? I mean, you just stay here all day, and you can't go outside. Well, that's not entirely true, since you stay here willingly. But you get the idea. You are here all day. You, my cute pet, you've got lots of free time, don't you? How would you like it to be a bit more domestic for me? You're already my husband. But now, you could be my house husband. I could get you an apron and everything. There are lots of things that need to be done, and you'd really be such a sweetheart by helping me out. Do you want to be a sweetheart? Do you think you could be my good boy? Do them for me while I'm at work? Well, obviously you already are my good boy. You're here. But you'd be even more of a good boy if you could do all these things for me. For us. I could teach you everything you need to know. How to cook, how to clean, even how to greet me when I come home properly. For existence, the classic, would you like a dinner, a bath, or me? That's a solid choice. You should be warned, though. I'm always going to choose you. It's not even a contest. Ah, yes. I could have been on a hunger strike for a month, and I'd still choose you when I got home if you made that offer. Still, I appreciate the facade of offering various choices. You could be creative. Oh, and don't forget to give me lots of kisses when I get home. Just absolutely destroy my face with 1 billion kisses at terminal velocity. Don't worry, I can take it. It would be good if you greet me in that apron, too. Maybe just the apron. Even if you weren't actually cooking anything before I got home. Just nothing says house husband quite like a man in an apron. Oh, jeez. Now I really want to see you in an apron. Take pictures of you, put it in my wallet, show you off. I want to take lots and lots of pictures of you in an apron now. I just know how great you'll look in it. Which means it's a good time to give you an excuse to wear an apron. Up, come with me to the kitchen. I'll teach you how to be a good house husband. Teach you how you should cook for your doting wife. Such a patient pet, making sure you gave me time. Now I've got everything laid out on the counter for you. All the necessary ingredients and everything else we need. We'll be using some salt and pepper, some olive oil, some garlic, some butter, parsley, and of course, we can't forget the chicken thighs. We'll be making my garlic butter chicken thighs. The ones that you always used to wolf down. They're so delicious. I can't blame you for being obsessed with my thighs. Okay, first of all, you see these thighs? We need to pat them down with a paper towel. Get them all dry. There you go. We need to get the thighs nice and sticky so that the seasoning will stick to them, which only happens when they're dry. Go on. Do it. Good boy. Would you like to do the honors and get these thighs spicy? Good boy. I knew you'd be up to it. I'm enjoying watching you, taking your first steps as a house husband. You're doing great, darling. You seem to be getting really into that for some reason. I had no idea you'd be into cooking this much. Maybe we should do this more often. Cook together. Oh, I think that's enough, honey. I said that's enough. The thighs have been sufficiently patted down, hun. Stop. Okay. Now for the next part. You need to season both sides with the salt and pepper. How about I do these two? You just watch. Like so. See? Some salt. Some pepper. Not bad. Get the back. Wasn't that easy? Now why don't you try it with the other thighs? Try not to use too much salt and pepper, though. That said, if you use too little, the thighs will just taste plain, which kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. If you use too much, it'll ruin them. No pressure, though. It's all just a learning experience. Making mistakes is also part of the experience of being a house husband. No worries, sweetie. You can make mistakes with me. Also, even if you mess up yours, we can have my thighs for dinner. Can't we? Let's see. Well, I think you did great, sweetheart. It's like you've seasoned them to the exact same percentage, actually. To the 5th decimal place. Impressive. I think you might have a bit of a knack for this. I'm so happy. You really are turning out to be such a good house husband for me. Thank you. Oh, but if I just let myself fawn over you nonstop, we'll be here all day and the thighs will never get done. Okay, on to the next part. We need to mince the garlic. It's a lot more challenging than just patting down some thighs or seasoning them. So pay attention. Good boy. You're so cute in that apron. Okay, first of all, we need to get the large chef's knife. Thankfully, I always keep one on hand. No, don't give me that look. Now, taking the chef's knife, we cut off the root end of the clove of garlic, just like this. We'll have to do it on a cutting board, obviously, because the counter is dirty, just like all the other women in the world, except for me. You still with me? Still following along? Oh, good boy. Now we have to peel the garlic. To do that, we'll just turn the chef's knife on its side, smash the garlic clove gently. Just like that. Ta-da! Try it. See how easy it is to peel the skins off now? It just comes right off. Just like the heads of every girl. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was saying. Back to the garlic. Now, we'll use the very tip of the knife to cut vertical slices down the garlic clove. The number one thing to remember is to make sure you are very firmly holding the knife. It can be easy to cut yourself at this point. I don't want anything bad to happen to those precious fingers of yours, sweetie. So the most important thing to remember is safety. Watch. There we go. Slice, slice, slice. Now we also make a cut horizontally. There. Lastly, we make thin slices crosswise to mince the garlic into thin little pieces, just like this. Okay, did you get all that? Do you think you can be my good boy and try mincing the garlic for me now? Just like I showed you? I'll just lean on the cabinet and watch you in your apron, learning a new thing. Okay, here's the knife. I can't wait to see you in action. Don't forget, safety first. Oh, you really are good at this. Oh, I knew I made the right choice by picking you. Well, there really wasn't any other choice to make, though. I knew you were my perfect house husband, after all. It's just so much easier to deal with work when I know what I have at home waiting for me. I get immediately de-stressed by the sight of you, preferably in that apron, maybe with some icing on your face that I can take off for you. Oh, yeah, you did a great job. Sorry, I was daydreaming a bit. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, this is some minced garlic if I've ever seen it. Couldn't have done it better myself. Thank you so much for being an excellent and attentive listener. Such a good boy. But now that you've got the garlic all minced, we just need to chop up the parsley. It's not difficult. Simple, really. Simply chop it up like you would any other herb. Just like this. Chop, chop, chop. I like to imagine it's the fingers of love rivals when I do it. But that's not really necessary for chopping up parsley correctly. It is nice to do, though. Okay, now that we have the fingers, the parsley, all chopped up, we need to brown the chicken. I've already got the skillet over the stove on low, getting all ready. All we have to do now is add the olive oil. There. See how I'm making sure there aren't any spots without olive oil? It's important. See how it shimmers? That means it's ready. Now we'll just add the thighs and keep it over medium heat. No, we don't need to move the thighs around the skillet, actually. We want to sear them. Just leave them as they are. And once they no longer stick to the skillet, that means they're ready to flip over. And while they're getting cooked, that gives us a good opportunity to melt the butter. We could just put a little square of butter right in the middle of the pan, right over here. And the butter should be unsalted. Remember that. Someday I might start sending you to the store. These are important things. Now put the butter on the right side over here and... wow, doesn't that just sound wonderful, sweetheart? Listen to that scream. Sorry, I was imagining love rivals again. Listen to that sizzle. Don't mind me. The butter is getting all melted in the pan. That's when we add the garlic we minced together. Garlic burns so easily, you have to be careful. There we go. Now we can stir to combine the garlic and the butter. we'll have to let it cook a little bit longer. In the meantime, we have some talking to do. Maybe I can fit in another house husband lesson for you right here. I mean, you're such a good boy, proving to be such a good house husband for me that there's something else I can teach you. So let's talk about making my bed. First, I want you to roll around in it a bit, as far as the chain will let you. You know when you get the new sheets and they're all clean, they have that fresh laundry scent, which is certainly nice. But I want my house husband. I want your scent on them. So you'll roll around in my bed after you're done making it. Make sure your scent is all over it, like a good boy. I mean, it might get the sheets a little wrinkly, but honestly, that's a price I'm willing to pay. There really isn't anything my nose loves more than you. You'd also be a real sweetheart if you could send me texts while I'm at work. Nothing gives me more motivation than getting attention from my baby boy. Especially when you say you love me, or you miss me, or you hope that I'm having a good day. That's really just the best pick-me-up I could ever ask for. Oh, it doesn't just have to be sweet nothings like that, though. I like getting any text from you. It could be a generic text about your day. Well, something like, wow, the chain around my ankle feels so comfortable today. I barely notice it. Or maybe, I cleaned your knife collection. Look how spotless they are. Maybe the bars on the windows make me feel so safe. No one is breaking in to take me from you. You know, generic normal things like that. Oh, but I think it's done cooking now. Let me just turn off the heat. Oh, we're not done yet, though. We still have to bake it in the oven. So we'll just transfer everything onto a cookie sheet, like this, and pop it in the preheated oven like this. Now, as for how long we put them in the oven, it's, I just like to check periodically to see when they look done. Yeah, it's not the most proper chefy thing to do, but everyone does it. As a guideline, though, putting it in for 30 minutes at 350 degrees is a solid choice. Touch your cheek. Yeah, that's underdone meat. Touch your nose. That's what it feels like when it's done. You could put it in for 25 minutes at 400 degrees if you want them juicier, but bone-in chicken, not such a good idea. Anyways, once it's all done, all we have to do is slather the garlic and the butter that we toasted with the chicken all over the chicken to coat it. Then we can garnish it with the parsley and we're done. It'll be a while before the chicken is done cooking, though. Hopefully the wait is worth it. I think it'll turn out great since you cooked it with love. You really are such a perfect house husband and a very, very good boy. You picked up everything I taught you so quickly. It just makes my mind go wild. What should I teach you next? How to cuddle me? How to give a proper back rub? Maybe something more intimate? We have all the time in the world to teach you everything, eventually. Well, since we'll be together forever. And I do like you in that apron. Boop the like button. And the bell.